Hey, how's everybody doing today? All right, so let's see. So I'm picking up from where I left off yesterday, Sunday. Essentially, where I'm currently working on building a quick tool, sort of exploring the AI and voice space. So particularly interested in speaking with AIs, and I just want to build something sort of super quick to allow people to talk to AIs in real time, sort of like having a phone conversation. And in the process, I thought, hey, why don't I go ahead and share it with everybody? Sort of share the behind the scenes of me, actually sort of brainstorming, all following the different steps of the decision making process involved in actually building and releasing an app. So this is what this is, sort of a behind the scenes. I don't expect anybody to watch this, honestly, but it's really more for someone who's interested in kind of seeing how these sort of projects or products are built. Um, cool. So we made it this far. So last time, basically, sort of captured a bunch of ideas about what it is that I'm actually looking to do, and it starts off with and the sort of gist of it is, there'd be a prompt to some sort of AI describing what the personality or the properties of the person are, and then there'd be a talk button, and then you click on the talk button and you talk to the AI that you configured based on a prompt. And we could also have some pre-built ones. So I have a couple listed here. So you can see there's therapist, there's software architect, um, copywriter, a mock job interview, and a custom one. So the custom is essentially going to be you kind of building your own thing. Uh, and so, yeah, I mean that's essentially where we are. We also did sort of a test with a couple of different tools, and I landed on this thing called Retail AI, which I think is a perfect fit. So we're going to be using Retail. We built like a very basic version, which we ran on localhost, and I was able to get it running. And yeah, just a proof of concept to make sure that this is actually possible. And it was like it worked better than I expected. It worked really well. And so the purpose of today is to kind of flesh it out into more of a product. So figure out the copywriting, what the landing page is going to look like, the app itself, maybe even get to like the design of the different screens inside the app. It's a pretty basic app. So, not going to be very complicated, but yeah, ideally we get to the point where we actually have a working design. And then later today, I'll work on like the actual implementation. So implement the entire thing end to end, including payments, because we need to charge people to use this service. Uh, yeah, that's essentially what this is. So let's see, where do we get started? Um, I think the place to get started is, let me just review the notes once more. All right, so we got pricing down, and I think pricing is probably gonna be somewhere around 50 cents a minute. And I actually liked how it was set up in retail. So you set up your billing, so you actually add your card, and uh, that's it. Like they charge you on their own schedule, presumably like during a call. I mean, with something like Skype, for example, you would actually have the ability to auto top up. So they have this concept of credits, and then you can auto top up credits when you go low on credits, uh, which makes sense. I haven't seen any mention of credits here, so I'm not entirely sure how billing works inside retail. Wait, there's no payment. I did add a payment method. Yeah, Hmm. Not exactly sure how that works, uh, but I guess we'll figure it out. Anyway, cool. So we got payments. We know what pricing is going to look like. And then these pieces, it turns out, so we don't actually need to worry about these just yet because uh, retail takes care of it for us. Um, One downside of using retail is that they use GPT 3.5, and I want to try this with GPT 4, like GPT 4 Turbo, and kind of see how that works. I think that would be very interesting uh, to experiment with. And anything else? Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, just thinking about this the other day, like I was imagining sort of like the dialer on your phone, where you have like a speed dial, for instance, and then you'd be able to pick like different people off of the speed dial, and we can have like some pre-configured ones, but then you'd be able to create your own ones, and then maybe give them like an image or a photo or something, give them a name, and then you'd be able to speak with them. And features we could add later on include long-term memory. So every time you have a conversation with the same person, you're not just, repeating everything that you've spoke about previously. It already has that context. And so you'd be able to have sort of more nuanced discussions and probably more useful for like a therapist. And man, so one thing I've been hearing a lot about, but I never really understood it. This thing called character AI. A lot of people talk about how, character AI has crazy engagement. Like there's people that spend hours a day messing around with character AI. And I never really got it. I don't actually understand why. I mean, look at the numbers, 118 million conversations with a character assistant. And then there's Levy Ackerman. I don't know what this is, but I assume it's some sort of okay. Brainstorm ideas, practice interviewing, write a story, plan a trip, practice a new language. These are actually really good, but the problem with character AI is it's entirely text-based. And so, yeah, I mean, it's not going to be as useful. It's essentially what I'm looking to build is like a character AI, but with, real-time speaking, like over voice. Uh, I think that's probably a super quick way to kind of describe this is basically just character AI with voice. Yeah, that's what it is. And my handwriting is just voice. Okay, cool. Anything else? Let's see. All right, cool. So let's get down to business. Basically, what we want to do today is figure out copywriting for landing page, and then design a flow for the app. So we have a really rough sketch of how things are going to look like, but there's not a whole lot we can do with the rough sketch. I think we need to go to the next level of fidelity to be able to have something like a bit more concrete, and also take into consideration things like payments, things like authentication, so how you log in, and so yeah, auth, payments, responsiveness. So how's this going to look like on mobile? Also super important, right? And what else? Yeah, I mean, I think those are the key points. Uh, and then maybe we can also get to like a design for the app and then landing page design. That'd be great. Like if we can figure out all those things today, I don't know about landing page design. I mean, I'm typically I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to landing page design, so those things tend to take really long. But I think if we can get like a first draft of a design, even if it doesn't look great, that's okay because then I'd be able to iterate on it later. But at least we have something in like a complete form that I can iterate on. Cool. And notice like none of this actually involves coding. I guess I mean the coding bit, maybe you can come up with like a plan. I plan to do coding in the next video. So just so I'm separating, I feel like I need a particular, I like having coding sessions as dedicated sessions and not mixed up with other sort of unrelated stuff, because that really makes it difficult for me um, to focus on the code itself. So at least we could set up some sort of plan for the coding session. So plan for the dev bit. Cool. Cool, cool. All right. Awesome. So let's see. Where are we going to start? So let's get rid of that. We'll come back to our AI agent. All right. So when it comes to, I guess one place we can start with here is I'll start with the flow for the app, uh, because I think that will influence the copywriting for the landing page, as well as obviously the other stuff like the design for the app and landing page design. So let's start with the flow for the app. For this, I typically use this site called TL Draw. I'm just going to open up a new window here. So, or maybe we could just use this. So I'm make a new page. And this is going to be for, oh, what are we going to call the project, right? I mean, we don't have a name yet. We don't have a domain name. Speed dial, speed dial, speed dial AI. I like that. Speed dial AI. And obviously, I'm going to go to check for the domain and I'm going to find that it does not exist. Probably. Probably does not exist. I'm almost certain it doesn't exist. Taken. There you go. I mean, what are you doing with speed dial.ai? Like somebody's actually already built something like this? Yeah, nothing. There's absolutely nothing going on. But the domain is taken. These horrid domain squatters. I guess there's speed dial. Oh, that's taken too. Oh yeah. What if we do like AI speed dial.com? Okay. I mean that's available. I don't like the name. I mean the name's not great. Oh, what am I doing? I want speed dial AI. Speed dial AI. Oh, that's available. I mean, that's an interesting one. Let's see. Are there other names that we could potentially use? Um, it feels like it's a bit too long. Maybe there's a better name. Mm, maybe there's a better name. Hmm, what if we just use AI? Let's get GPT's help in trying to come up with a name. Maybe he can get some, some ideas. By the way, not really sure if this stream is actually working. I mean, it on Restream it just looks blank, but by the way, not really sure if this stream is actually working. I mean, it on Restream it just looks. Yeah, okay. I think it's working. All right. Cool. So for this part, what you want is there's a plugin. Oh yeah, they're getting rid of plugins. That's a shame. Help me come up with .com and .ai domain name ideas for a service that. All right. Talk to AI.com. Okay, I guess. Yeah, talk to AI.com. That sounds good. But it seems like it can't check if the domains are available or not. That's strange. Maybe it's because plugins are going to be deprecated. AI.com. Probably not available. Yeah, looks like it's not available. Oh, it's for sale. Nice. What else was there? AI voice companion, chat with AI. I'm sure that's not available, right? I mean, basically, since ChatGPT got released, any domain that has the word, oh, what? You gotta be kidding me. Unbelievable. 90K for chatwithai.com. You're dreaming. Cool. Anyway, all right, so I guess speed dial AI it is. Speed dial AI .com. Cool. All right, so let's see. What are we doing? So flow for the app. So the way I kind of imagine this going, and I'm just going to assume it's desktop initially, and then we'll figure out mobile later. But you're going to have a landing page, kind of similar to what we were talking about earlier, right? Where you have like a, I think you need like the actual text. I'm just going to draw something like blah blah blah, blah 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 blah, and then so a bunch of presets. This is for the app, by the way. So flow for the app. That's what we're talking about here. And then you're going to have the option to create your own. So you'll have like a custom one. So here maybe you'll have chat with, or maybe you call these like popular AIs. And then you're going to have an option here to do like a custom or make your own. Cool. And then naturally, when you're going to make your own, you're going to need a few more details. You're going to need to, so specifically, you're going to need like a prompt. You're probably going to need a name. So you need to give the thing a name. So when you click on, let's copy that, and then we'll have a dialogue here, empty background. And so when you click create your own AI, or make your own. So we're going to need, what do you need? Right. So like the name, man, they need smaller text. Like this text is the smallest they have. Ridiculous. It's still too big. And then this is going to be your prompt. And it's probably helpful to also see like examples of prompts. Um, so the examples, just put that down there. You can't do Command U for underline? That's weird. Huh. All right. Okay, cool. So yeah, let's pick this up. So prompt, see examples, and then you'll have a button at the bottom. Uh, make AI. Or maybe talk to this AI. Call this AI. Begin call. That'd be cool. Begin call. All right, nice, nice. So custom, like make your own AI, and then when you click make your own AI, give it a name, a prompt, and then you can begin the call. Fantastic. And so obviously what you want now is we want to be able to collect payments. So uh, if the person has not already Um, if the person has not already added their credit card, then we need to um, collect their credit card somehow. And the way I kind of imagine this working is so we would collect card details. So store the card details, obviously, and then you can automatically bill. Yeah, but you want to be careful about like auto billing, right? You don't want surprises. Um, and you want to give them like some control over how much they can spend on your service. So maybe the way to do this is actually using credits. Maybe the way to do this is actually using credits. So you'd have like so you have like a credit balance, and then so like the first time round, we could ask you to add $10 as a test, and then once you add the $10, you would um, I remember like how Skype Right in auto type auto recharge. Yeah, how does that work? Yeah, okay. Enable auto recharge. We'll simply credit your account with amount selected when your balance falls below $2. Thanks. Yeah, makes total sense. So you would specify an amount that you want to add, and then we would enable auto recharge. That, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Like you could have something similar to this here. Um, so we would have a, yeah, I'm thinking it's probably going to be, so after you make your own AI, most people are probably going to start with, there's two things now. One thing we hadn't considered is also uh, auth. Like how do you actually sign in, right? So there's going to be a sign in thing where you need to sign in with your email address so that we know who you are. And I'm actually wondering if we can do sign in automatically. So since we're already adding payments and you add payments, you would add payments using Stripe, right? And Stripe already collects email addresses. So maybe you could just read the person's email address from Stripe uh, instead of having to log them in. Maybe, maybe. I don't know if it's expected or if this is going to be like a source of confusion. Uh, you could, I guess you could use the email address that they use on Stripe, but if you're doing that, then I don't know if Stripe does verification for email addresses. I don't think it does. Yeah, I don't think it does email verification. So not only is it non-standard, it's also, not secure. So maybe it's not such a great idea after all. Maybe you should like explicitly add an auth step, kind of similar to what we saw here with character AI. I'm seeing so many common points between this and character AI that I think it would just make sense to, yeah, there you go. Like you click on a chat, and then if you're not signed in, it automatically prompts you to sign in. So that makes so much sense, and it's probably more important than payments. So I would I would do that first. Like I would say, all right, sign in. So you click on anyone, and you'll be prompted to sign in, and then maybe there's going to be like a sign in sign in with Google. It's gonna be like a sign up or sign in. I think you need to have like separate flows. And then what else was there? Yeah, sign up to chat. Yeah, sign up to chat with blah blah. Continue with Google, continue with Apple, or like a straight email address. Oh, pretty cool. The continue button doesn't show up until you actually fill in the field, which is nice. Mhm. All right, so there's going to be this. Cool. All right, all right, all right. Very nice. What was it? Speed dial AI. Okay. Very nice, very nice. Cool. So you can see the list of popular AIs. Those are going to be standard, kind of similar to what we saw here. Um, and then you have the option to create. And then when you click create, you're obviously not going to be able to create anything until you sign up. All right, let's see what this flow looks like. I'm going to try and sign in here. Let's see what happens. Oh, they need my birthday. Wow, there's someone already called Yasin on there. All right, 007. Hmm. Oh, okay. So this is the part where you actually create the character. So this would be similar to what we're talking about, right? View character book. Okay. So you can create your own character. Alternatively, you can discover existing characters. And so if I pick practice a new language, um, okay. I assume you need to start paying at some point. I'm just not sure when. Guten Tag, bitte. Nice. Oh, nice. Cool. All right. Personas. All right. Very interesting. Cool. Anyway, I don't want to get derailed here, but presumably, like, you're gonna have to pay at some point, and oh, the chat didn't show up. There it is. Keeps a history too. Nice. Nice. Cool. All right. So presumably you have to pay at some point, and I guess that's what this CAI thing, faster response times, skip waiting rooms. Okay. They don't force you to pay. Interesting. Probably using ChatGPT 3.5, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, cool. So sign up, and then once you sign up, we can ask you if you want to create your own AI. That's going to be this, or you can. Are we going to allow a free plan? Like, you can actually start talking to an AI? No, 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 we're not going to do that. We're not going to allow a free plan. Um, I think what we could have instead is like a recorded sample conversation. Um, so that way you kind of get a sense for what the AI is like without actually paying for it. And yeah, that's how it would work. So assuming you're going to go ahead with one of the existing AIs, so you're going to be prompted to um, once you select an AI, then here it'll open up the AI that you selected. So maybe therapist, um, call therapist, right? And then uh, so we could begin call. I guess you could probably have like some sort of image or maybe like a header image. Yeah, something to, oops, that's what happens when you mess up the key combination. All right, so I want to send this to the back. Send to the back, send backwards. Oh, option key, right, okay. It's not working. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, okay. All right, so call therapist, and then you'll have some sort of image in the background, and or maybe something like that. And then you'll have begin call, and then when you click on begin call, uh, if you don't have a balance, then you'll be prompted to, and then here you could, have like 50 cents per minute. So the price needs to be highlighted somewhere, and then you probably need to have um, like some description of therapist. And then begin call. I guess what you could have here is like listen to sample call. So, if you don't want to pay, so that way, if you don't want to pay, you're not forcing the person to pay, but you can listen to a sample call, and then that will be just pre-recorded. So that'd be a call that I would have had earlier with the same therapist, kind of showing, how that process works. But yeah, cool. All right. And once you click on begin call, and assuming you don't have a balance, so here there's going to be two options. If you do have a balance, then this would switch to end call, and then you'll have that waveform thing that I was talking about earlier. Yeah, so the waveform thing showing or indicating that there's an ongoing call. And obviously, you need to know like the duration of the call. So, you'd have like some timer up here, and then some indication for how much credit you have. So, 5.98 balance. Yeah, I think that'd be helpful to see over here as well. Um, yeah, so that's if you do have a balance, then you'd be able to begin the call. If you don't, then we will prompt you similar to how we did here. Uh, whoops, that would need to go up. All right, yeah, top up your balance amount, and then you can specify an amount. The default could be like $10. And I guess here we could add enable auto recharge, which is what we were talking about earlier. So we could have a checkbox and then enable auto recharge. But I can't make this smaller. That's weird. Anyway, okay, cool. So this redirects you to Stripe, and then when you get back from Stripe, you would basically see this screen again. It would come, so here you get redirected to, you'd get redirected to Stripe, and then you will come back from Stripe to this screen. All right, cool. It's coming together. I'm kind of seeing like how this would actually work. It's starting to make sense to me. Enable auto recharge, and yeah, there's a description that you would probably need to include. I'm just going to include some squiggly lines here. Uh, what's the pencil tool? I mean, it's supposed to show me. Okay, nice. Cool. I think this is pretty simple. So you have a list of popular AIs that you can talk to, and then you would see a sign up prompt if you're not already signed in. Once you do sign up or sign in, then you'll be redirected to the call screen where you'll be able to begin the call or listen to a sample. If you click begin a call and you don't have a balance, then you'll be prompted to top up your balance, and you can enable auto recharge as well. And if you do have a balance, then you can immediately start a call with the therapist and you can end the call. Yeah, super simple. And uh, if you're creating like a custom AI, then once you click begin call, you just get taken to, this will just take you, oops, this will just take you down there. Or maybe it would take you to, um, yeah, it would take you to that screen instead. Yeah, I think that would make more sense. Cool. Let's see. I'm just trying to see if there's anything that I might have missed because it's easy to make changes now, but once you kind of, set this in stone, it's just going to be a lot more difficult. Uh, so let's see. You land on the app, and this is not the landing page. This is just the app. You get a list of popular AIs, kind of similar to what you would see when hitting the character AI homepage. Um, you can search for characters. All right, maybe later, right? Once you have like a large catalog of characters, and this is something that you could do, sure. And so you see like your popular AIs, and then you can click on any one of them or create like a custom one. And when you click on any one of them, assuming you're not signed in, then you'll be prompted to. So this is really optional. And I'll indicate optional steps like this, like I'll move the page slightly to the top. But it's probably going to apply to most people, right? Um, if you consider the first time user, then they're definitely going to have to sign up. Anyway, so then if you picked one of the ready-made ones, you'd be able to see the details as well as the price. I don't know if we're going to have like a different price for each one of these. Maybe, maybe not. Um, yeah, maybe not. Just keep it simple. Begin the call, and then when you click begin the call, you're shown like this voice thing, and then you can click end call, and then yeah, that's it. When you end the call, there's really nothing else to do. I don't know if we need to show like call history. I guess that would be nice. But maybe for an MVP, it's not strictly necessary. Maybe you could just like send an email instead. I don't know. Call history. I'll leave that as an open question here. And if you don't have a balance, then all right, so this will go here. Um, if you don't actually no need. If you don't have a balance, then you'll be prompted to top up your balance. So you enter an amount, and then you can enable auto recharge. If you do, then you get signed up as a customer, or your details get stored as a customer, and then we'd be able to charge you repeatedly. Um, how do you manage your balance or this particular setting? Uh, you would probably do that from here, which means you would need some sort of menu to manage the auto recharge setting. So I can kind of imagine like cog. Yeah, so like a setting menu here, and then like this setting menu would have. Uh, you can keep it super simple. Like I can just do auto recharge, and then you would just since it's the only thing that you can really modify. I don't think there's anything else. So you could just have like a simple setting here and then a checkbox, and you can toggle it. And using this checkbox, and then you can also have like a sign out. Yeah, yeah, I think that's enough. That's probably all you need. Hmm. Cool. All right. That's auto recharge, and then complete payment. You go to Stripe, and then you get taken back to this screen. So really, since this is just going to be a modal, and that's going to just be a modal, and this is just going to be a modal. Essentially, you're talking about two screens. There's literally only two screens here. There's this screen and then this screen. That's it. Just two screens. Hmm. I'm seeing a lot of dropped frames. Wonder what's going on. Uh, oh, I think it's. Oh, I think it's streaming at 60 FPS. No, 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 no. Hmm. Yeah, it seems like it's streaming at 60 FPS, which is why, like, I'm seeing a lot of dropped frames. I don't know what the stream quality is like. I hope it's okay. Let me just check YouTube for a sec. Hope it's okay. Let me just check YouTube for a sec. Yeah, seems pretty good. Cool. All right, let's go. All right, so I think this kind of wraps up the first task, which is getting the flow for the app done, including auth, payments. We haven't talked about responsiveness yet. And Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to be very different responsive wise. Like the screens are pretty simple. You know, it shouldn't be difficult to set up responsiveness. Um, Maybe you could do like the whole speed dialing thing that I imagined it would look like, but I don't think that's even strictly necessary. So yeah, I would say that task is done. Next up, we have so you can either do copywriting for the landing page, uh, or we could do like the actual design for the app. Uh, Copywriting for a landing page. Yeah, I'd want to do copywriting for landing page next. Let's see. Okay, so copywriting for landing page, I'm really just going to set up a Google Doc here, and we're going to work out like the specifics. So we're going to need a heading, a subheading. All right, that's actually pretty distracting. I'm going to cut the background music. All right, so we're going to need a heading, subheading. So like the hero section first. Why is this not typing? Hero section. You'll have a heading, subtitle, CTA. And then usually you'd have some sort of feature section and um, yeah, you basically just sort of list down the features and we'll get to the other stuff later. But let's see. All right, so initially when I was sort of thinking through this, let me bring up my notes once more. So when I was thinking through this, I did say, you know, I'm just sort of pursuing my curiosity here. I don't think there's a particular problem per se that's being solved. Uh, but I do see like more specific use cases. Um, like there are a bunch of potential use cases. The therapist, I don't know. I mean, maybe like maybe it's a problem like for some people, you know, it's difficult to talk to a therapist. I mean, therapists are expensive. It's tough to find like a therapist that you can actually trust. And so using an AI, I mean, you can argue both ways here. Like you can say people are more likely to trust an AI, or they may be less likely to trust an AI because Sam Altman's listening in on the conversation. Maybe it's possible. But personally for me, you know, I feel like I'm more comfortable talking to an AI because I feel like I can say whatever is on my mind. Like there's literally zero filter. Whereas speaking with a normal person or an actual human, there would be some filters. Like I'd have to think, okay, how's this other person going to receive my message? Is it going to be a problem? So maybe you play into that, right? This idea that all right, speak your mind. So speak your mind without filters, right? So this is essentially like the pain point that you're coming up with is like you can speak your mind, which you can't do versus talking to humans with filter activated. Something like that. I'm basically getting at that feeling, which is you naturally have a filter with other people, but with an AI you can just be completely transparent and who knows? Like maybe that's a big part of the reason why character AI is so popular because you could just Elon Musk. Okay, interesting. Yeah, maybe that's a big part of the appeal, right? You're not going to be able to. No, that's the other thing is you're not able to unable to. So the problems unable to, e.g., costly, no good therapists around, etc. So that's the other thing is like it's costly. There are no good therapists around. You're unable to have a conversation with a therapist, and I'm just picking on therapists here, but it could be literally anything, right? Or maybe not anything. Uh, it's definitely not anything. I'm sure there are a lot of things that this would be completely useless for, but I think therapy in particular is a good example to kind of think through the problem statements for. So yeah, speak your mind without filters. Maybe you're unable to because it's cost prohibitive or there are no therapists around. What else? What would be a problem um, that this would solve? I'd avoid this, by the way, because I hate competing on price, and this is just me. Like I've been hit with this before, and I try to never create something where you're competing on price because that's a horrible way to differentiate your business from someone else's. And there's always going to be someone that, is willing to accept less of a margin than you are. So I would avoid like the cost argument, but instead, like I'd want to avoid cost, but instead focus on other things and maybe speak your mind without filters is a good one. And that's the thing. I mean, like right now we're considering therapy and we're sort of setting it against a human therapist. But you can also just address the direct need, right? Which is why would you need a therapist in the first place? So you can get clarity of thought. So clarity of thought, maybe you're confused, uncertain, feel, I don't know if you'd speak to a therapist if you feel lonely, um, depressed. So it helps you um, so confused, uncertain, depressed helps you get clarity of thought. Right. Hmm. Cool, cool, cool. All right. What else? What else? What else? Why would you speak to a therapist? Um, Decision making? Like, it's not necessarily like strictly decision making. It's not like therapists are trained decision makers, but I think it's just venting. Oh, that's the other thing, right? Venting. Um, Help get clarity. No, I think it's already covered here, this decision-making angle. And then there's also just venting, kind of, speaking your mind and uh, getting another opinion, maybe. Cool, cool, cool. I think we have a pretty good starting point here. Okay. All right. Very nice. I think we're doing pretty well here. Um, so problems seem pretty clear. I want to see what this looks like. Let me just look at character AI again. See what they like. What are some popular practice Korean, Spanish? Can you use this speech AI thing for practicing languages? Hmm, I don't know, but maybe it's worth a shot. Like I would want to try this out just to know. Um, so let's see. Why don't we try it out? Language instructor. Oops. Okay. Um, I think so. Since they use what do they use? 11 labs. 11 labs. I think 11 labs text to speech does in fact support. Okay. Yeah. Seven new languages. Okay. Very nice.
Uno de los castillos más hermosos en la tierra de Azura se encontraba en lo alto de una majestuosa
Pretty good.
montaña.
Pretty
Era
good. But then I guess the other question is like, can you actually do, so if the other person is practicing speaking, can you actually listen to the conversation and turn it into text? So does the speech to text or the transcription part actually work? The conversion from speech to text. Yeah, speech to text basically. Um, I think they said they were using what were they using for this? And there's a file here. Oops, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, this one. So this is the one we picked up from. I got this yesterday from the retail website, which was talking about like the actual process of the integration. And let's see, establish socket. Your server sends the first message. Uh, okay. Step number four. Users users spoke. My name is Mike. The user says, "My name is Mike." Four, and then number five, you get a transcript. Okay. So retail generates the transcript. The question is like how retail actually does that. So, whoops. Yeah. So retail docs. Let me see. Oh, I think they use Azure OpenAI. Is that integrate your own LLM response? Hmm. Audio WebSocket protocol. Oh, yeah, that's something I'd forgotten to consider. Is like what happens like if the user gets disconnected, what happens to the call, right? Oh, I didn't consider that. Okay. All right. So 10 minutes by default, 10 minutes, and then it shuts off. But yeah, I mean, I guess you could set this to like 1 minute. So if neither party speaks for 1 minute, then it would automatically drop the call. That makes sense. All right. What are we doing? Why am I looking at the API reference? So I'm trying to figure out like how you can do what do I do? Audio is speech to text in languages other than English. Ooh, okay. Oh, sweet. Both speech recognition as well as text to speech. Speech recognition, both the base language and dialect are considered. Okay, I don't understand what that means, but okay, cool. So that's great to know. Maybe we can go ahead and do a test call and see how this works. Let's find someone to practice with.
Hi, I'm Luna, your digital assistant, here to breeze through tasks and provide swift solutions.
Hello, I'm Nova, your dedicated AI guide, ready to navigate you.
Hi, I'm Onyx, your digital friend, here to make.
Hi there, I'm Varan, your vigilant AI assistant safeguarding your tasks and
Hi, I'm Susan. I'm all ears for whatever you feel like sharing today. What's up?
Oh, that sounds like a therapist. No, we're not looking for a therapist. We're looking for a language instructor. All right, Susan. Yeah, let's go with Susan. All right, let's set a custom prompt. Where's our prompt? All right, so you are an experienced. Ask the user what language they're trying to learn in English. So just default to speaking in English. Then ascertain what their level. All right, so basically what I'm trying to do is like, all right, you're gonna get on the call, you're gonna be asked to they actually share the prompt here? Maybe we could just see the prompt. I'd be surprised if they did. Persona, no. Yeah, of course they don't, because if they did, then why would they charge, right? Uh, so you're an experienced language instructor. Ask the user what language they're trying to learn, then figure out what their level of speaking is. After that, engage in a discussion with the user that's appropriate to their speaking level. Be helpful and theory, supportive, I guess. Cool. I don't know that there's anything else that I would want to add to that, but I guess that's a pretty good starting point. Um, Anything else? No, I think we can go ahead and start this test call. So let me just bump up the audio capture on there, and let's start the call.
Hey there, I'm here to help you with your language learning journey. What language are you trying to learn? Also, what's your current level of speaking in that language? Let's start from there.
Hey Susan, I'm trying to learn German, and I'm just a complete noob. I have no background whatsoever.
Hey, that's awesome that you're interested in learning German. Starting from scratch can be exciting. Let's begin with some basic greetings and simple phrases to get you comfortable with the language. How about we start with hello, goodbye, and thank you? Sound good?
Yes.
Great. So, hello in German is hello, goodbye is auf Wiedersehen, and thank you is danke. Try practicing these phrases out loud a few times to get the hang of the pronunciation. And don't worry, we'll take it one step at a time. Ready to give it a try?
Auf Wiedersehen. Hallo, danke.
It seems like there might be some noise or interference. Can you please repeat that?
Auf Wiedersehen.
It seems like there might be some issue with the audio. Let me know if you
Uh,
need any further assistance with learning
okay.
German.
I'm trying to speak
If
German, but you're not understanding what I'm saying. So I assume it's like some issue with the speech to text.
I understand and I apologize for any inconvenience. Let's try this again. How can I assist you with learning German today?
Auf Wiedersehen.
I see you're trying to say auf Wiedersehen, which means goodbye in German. Great effort. Keep practicing and don't hesitate to reach out if you need any further assistance with learning German. Gut Arbeit. Good job.
Danke.
Bitte schön. You're welcome. Feel free to ask if you need any more help. Viel Glück. Good luck.
Auf Wiedersehen.
It sounds like there might be some issue with the audio. If you're trying to say something in German, feel free to type it out and I'll be happy to help.
What? I can't type it out. This is a phone call.
I understand. My apologies for the confusion. If you're having trouble with the audio, we can try to troubleshoot it together or find an alternative way to communicate.
Okay. All right. So before Susan turned into tech support, I think that was hit and miss. Like sometimes it would recognize the voice, sometimes it wouldn't. And so I'm not entirely sure if this is going to work for language teaching, but that seemed promising. The wait. History. I can just check the call history. Okay. Of be design. Oh, okay. All right. Danke. Of be design. Alphabets and hello. Ah, there was nothing. So when I was saying it earlier, um, it didn't work. It didn't even recognize it, but it did recognize Alpha V design. Okay. All right. I'm not entirely sure if this is gonna work for like this use case. It seems like it's probably gonna need a bit of work, or maybe there's a way to like set in the API docs like what languages are supported for a particular uh, let's see. Can I specify the language for a call? Oh, language. I didn't know you could do that. So on the AI agent itself. So where is language? Oh, okay. All right, okay. I mean, you do want to support both languages, so it's not going to be, uh, yeah, I guess it's not going to work. Maybe you can change it to German, but so let me try. Let me just do this. I'll change it to German and then try the call.
Hey there. I'm here to help you with your language learning journey. What language are you trying to learn? And how would you rate your current speaking level in that language? Let's start from there.
Hey, Susan, I'm a complete noob in German, and that's the language I'm trying to learn.
Hey there. I'm actually an experienced language instructor. What language are you trying to learn? And how would you rate your current speaking level in that language? Let's start from there.
I'm trying to learn German. Hello?
Hey there, just checking in to see if you're still with me.
That's weird. That didn't work. It seems like it was actually trying to recognize my voice in German. I guess that's probably what was going on. Let me do a refresh and then try to run this again. If this doesn't work, we'll just get back to schedule. I mean, we're wasting time with this anyway.
Hey there, I'm here to help you with your
Hey,
language
Susan,
learning
I'm trying to
journey.
learn
What
German and I'm a
language are you
complete noob.
trying to learn? And how would you rate your speaking level in that language? Let's start from there.
Hey, Susan, I'm trying to learn German and I'm a complete noob.
Ah, Deutsch. Das ist großartig. Wie gut sprechen Sie Deutsch? Anfänger, Fortgeschrittener oder Experte? Lassen Sie uns herausfinden, wo wir anfangen sollen.
Bitte?
Entschuldigung, ich habe das nicht ganz verstanden. Wie gut sprechen Sie Deutsch? Anfänger, Fortgeschrittener oder Experte? Lassen Sie uns herausfinden, wo wir anfangen sollen.
I'm sorry, I just don't understand any German at all. I was hoping I could learn German.
It looks like we got cut off. No worries. Whenever you're ready, just let me know what.
Okay, that was weird. I don't think this language thing is going to work. I guess we could just ignore it for now as a use case. Bitte? Es ist? Okay, so it seems like it was actually trying to recognize my voice in German. So that's what was going on there. So language here is actually language of the person speaking. It's crazy. I don't know that there's actually a way that you can customize that. So the transcription they do automatically, and I think they do it through Azure. So it doesn't seem like something you'd be able to change unless you are going to like rebuild your whole stack and not use retail, which is definitely going to be outside the scope of us, the simple experiment that we're doing here. So I'm just going to ignore that for now. Forget the language use case. So yeah, therapy. So a therapist is like one possible application. The other, let's see if there are a couple more. Just kind of see if we can really nail the problem statement. Because once you have a clear problem statement, everything else just flows. Like the copy is just going to flow naturally, and it's going to be way more powerful. But if you don't have a problem statement, it becomes more difficult. Maybe you can just make it like more exploratory the way it is over here. So you can see like character AI doesn't, actually say anything. Like, what do you want to do? Learn something new today. That's very generic. Um, or maybe they're just playing into like the learning thing. Back to old site. What's the old site like? Okay. Yeah, nice. And then you see like psychologists, someone who helps with Albert Einstein. Oh, quite popular. Rational. A lot of anime stuff going on. Like, wow. Cool. All right. Anyway, I guess this is maybe learning like a private tutor. Like you can imagine having a conversation with someone. The other thing that kind of hits me is like this is similar to Pi AI, and uh, where is it? Right. Okay. Not very useful. Create. It just says create. Okay. All right. I don't know. I feel like we're spending way too much time on this, so I'm just going to wrap it up here. The problem seems pretty clear to me. I don't think it's going to be heavy on text anyway. Like the landing page is not going to be super heavy on text. A lot of it is probably going to be um, focusing on like highlighting the different characters that you have, which kind of makes me think like if we're saying this is going to be like the main page of the app, like maybe that's going to be the landing page, right? So you merge like the main page of the app with the landing page, and they're both the same page. I think that would make more sense than kind of splitting it up arbitrarily. Yeah, it does. Like the only difference is you would have some sort of heading at the top, and then maybe a section for pricing. So that would be it. So I'll consider that. So in the feature section, it would be like, unless you're gonna focus on like a specific use case. So this was meant to be generic, and you could speak with like different characters, but if you want to make it like super specific to say therapist, then you'd be able to focus on these problems. If it's going to be generic, then it's going to be these. So the heading is probably going to be like, okay, I'm just gonna, you can imagine real phone calls. I guess that's kind of what differentiates this from anything else is that you're having an actual honest to God phone call with this AI, which is crazy, right? Oh, just saw a bunch of comments. There's one from Snarls on YouTube saying, "Hey, can you brief your roadmap?" Okay. Uh, yeah, I mean, so Snarls, I don't know if that's your real name. There's Viraj as well saying, "Can you build such an AI which will help in interview?" Yeah, I mean, I think you could do this for pretty much anything. You'd be able to speak to anyone, and the way this would work is you'd be able to create like a custom character. So backing up, like let's just back up for a sec. Basically, what this is going to be like character AI, where you can chat like with text with AIs, but this is going to be using phone calls. So you would have an actual like honest to God phone call with an AI in real time, which is like mind-blowingly crazy. I've seen a bunch of demos, but I actually just did one earlier. So if you want to rewind like maybe 10, 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes now, you'd be able to see like an actual demo of how this works. And basically this is going to be like a pretty front end on top of that. So yeah, real phone calls with your favorite AI. And this could be like a therapist. This could be if you're trying to prep for an interview, that could be like potential use case. I actually have that highlighted here. Yeah, so job interview, you can see that over here. So if you want to prep for a job interview, you'd be able to use this AI for that, for help with that. And man, like being able to actually practice with an AI is crazy because you'd be able to express yourself, have like honest, unfiltered conversations. Um, which it might actually be very difficult to do with another human being, even assuming that you can find access to someone who's open to supporting you. Yeah, so that's kind of like a high level thing. I think it'd be much clearer once we actually have a design. And so far, it's just been like sketches here and there. And I'm going to get to designing in the next step, but we just need to sort out the copywriting first. So let's see what we got. So character AI doesn't have any sort of feature sections the way I imagine this would look like. Uh, but real phone calls with your favorite AI. And here we'll highlight the fact that, you can have uh, speak your mind, speak your mind, say say what's on your mind with zero filters. AIs sound just like us. Uh, what am I even saying, right? What am I trying to get at, right? Filtered shallow conversations with humans. So basically, what you're saying is like you can have filtered or shallow conversations with humans, or you can talk to an actual AI and then get a much sort of deeper conversation because you can express yourself without filters. So how do you capture the essence of that in a sentence? Say what's on your mind with zero filters. AIs sound just like us, but about the feelings. Hmm. Let me just copy this, right? Speak your mind without filters. Practice tough conversations, vent, or just get another opinion. Yeah, okay. I mean, I think this kind of highlights like practice. Get another opinion, or just vent. Choose from dozens. Well, they're not really dozens, right? Yeah. Cool. I can't think of anything else to add to this. Um, what is this? Like this actually changes? I like this. This thing kind of highlights the possibilities, especially if you have so many things and you don't want to select like a particular use case, then you'd be able to highlight like a group of these and allow people to cycle between them. Smart. I like that. And probably have something like that when you have like more of these AIs. And right now it's just going to be pretty minimal because my imagination is rather limited. Confused, uncertain, depressed helps you get clarity of thought. I like that clarity of thought. Practice to get another opinion or just vent. AIs help you clarify your message, help bring clarity to your message so you feel more confident. Maybe that's what it's really about is like this idea that you can get confidence. Maybe it's about confidence, right? Mm, yeah, cool. And then if we're doing this, we don't actually need a feature section, right? You just have a heading, a subtitle, and then a CTA, and the CTA is going to be embedded right on the page. So the CTA is going to be you selecting from one of these characters, or in the case of where is it? This design, yeah. So it's going to be you selecting one of these characters to start having a conversation with. And then maybe you need to have like a demo video, although that's already embedded in each of these characters. So whenever you select one, you'd be able to listen to a sample call. So you'd be able to see like how this works. Um, so maybe you don't actually need a demo video, but if you're going to add a demo video, it's going to be more a landing page and less like an actual app screen. So maybe avoid that. Yeah. Yeah, cool. All right. So instead of this, it's going to be, you're going to have like your title. You'd still have this, but you'll have another one, which is like a large text that says, real phone calls with. I think we got disconnected there for a second. I'm just gonna see if the stream is still working. I think we got disconnected there for a second. I'm just gonna see if the stream is still working. I think we got disconnected there for a second. Okay. All right. Yeah, it looks like the stream just got cut off on LinkedIn, probably on Twitter as well. Let me just see Twitter, see if that's still working. I don't know. Can't really tell if it's still working on Twitter. Yeah, I think it's down on Twitter, so I'm just gonna end the stream now and then we'll start another one.